What about the significance of 900? I know 1,000 is the one that creeps up and that you think about, but you can't get there without 900.
For sure. I mean, that's a lot of hockey for sure. A lot of wear and tear, and thankfully, I still feel great. So it makes me think about all the people that helped me get to this point, and therapists, family, coaches, teammates, and it's been quite the journey, and I really couldn't have written it up any better.
We're just looking at that draft class this morning from 2009, and I think you're the 12th player now to hit 900 plus. But when you look back at being drafted in the start of the journey and just sort of the ebbs and flows of it, I would imagine you're got a little bit more perspective now, 900 games in, and just about what it takes to be consistent and to be a player like you have in the NHL.
Absolutely, it's it really is the grind. I think a lot of people don't see the day-to-day things you have to go through in order to be ready for game time, whether it's travel or getting mentally or physically prepared for a game. A lot ties into that. So, as a young guy, I think you're, a little bit oblivious at times in your first, 100 games. I think, you're just kind of going with the flow, and you don't have to really prepare nearly as much because you're young and your body feels like butter. So it's, it's nice. So, I think as you get older, you really start to have, an appreciation, really start to, not take things for granted. And that's where I'm at now.
Well, and just looking at the point production, which has obviously been really consistent through your whole career, but how proud are you of the fact that you continue to do that? To be able to put up points and to be an offensive guy and be relied on by your teammates and be one of those guys in the locker room.
Yeah, I take pride in that for sure. I think that's really what it comes down to. A little competitive edge and some pride, and obviously, like you mentioned, I want to be a guy that my teammates can rely on and count on, and I think over the years I've proved that several times. So, I want to continue to prove that, and it's just I enjoy being at the rink. I enjoy being around the guys, and just making so many great friendships along the way. It's been it's been everything I could have ever imagined.
Who's the one guy that told you, because everybody has that conversation of like, it's going to go by fast. Do you remember the first guy that was
yeah. Dion used to tell me all the time when I was young in Toronto, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, News, like, I'm living the dream here, like, leave me alone. But he certainly was right, and I try to preach that message, even though I'm probably getting similar responses. But it's like I mentioned, as you get older, I think you really do understand. You respect the people that have come before you and the traditions that have come before you, and I think as a young player, that doesn't quite resonate nearly as much.
So you probably have to have those same conversations with Connor's area and stuff now, right? About how quickly it's going by.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's, you make a comment or two along the way, and I don't think they'll truly understand until they kind of get to a point like this or something close. So which can be good in a way. You don't want to overthink a career. You just kind of want to take it day by day and be in the present each and every single year. So, I guess that's a good way to look at it.
I don't know if you can necessarily compare the two, but as a guy who's been at the summit of this game, what sort of is driving you most? The hunger to get there that first time, or the hunger to get back there now that you've experienced it once before? I mean,
it's definitely relief, to be able to consider myself a champ, and that's very cool. But at the same time, I mean, this is what I play the game for. I want to play for obviously my teammates, but my personal legacy, and that's something that I take pride in, because one day it's all going to be over and it's just going to be a memory, and I want to be able to maximize that as much as possible. So obviously, ultimately, getting back to being a champ is something that motivates me a ton.